Developing news tonight from downtown. Chopper 3 live over a protest at the state capitol, a protest against the religious freedom bill, as it is called, passed by the House.
Yeah, this is an interesting title for this bill. That bill would allow businesses to refuse service to anyone based on the business owner's religious beliefs. And tonight, primarily the gay and lesbian community saying they are the ones under attack. But Carrie, we were talking about this earlier. This could apply to a number of different groups in our society. And
the fate of that so-called religious freedom bill now rests in the hands of Governor Jan Brewer. Good evening, Arizona. I'm Carrie Pena.
And I'm Fields Mosley. Brewer is currently in our nation's capital, but today said she understands the weight of her decision.
I've been reading about it on the internet, and I will make my decision sometime probably by next Friday, because I'll be, even if I do decide to sign it, but it's very controversial around it.
Governor Brewer can either pass that bill, allow it to go through without her signature, or veto the bill.
Tonight we have team coverage. Erica Flores takes a look at what it could mean for local businesses. But we want to start with Dennis Welch, who is down there in the middle of the protest. Dennis?
Yeah, there's a big crowd that showed up here at the Capitol today to protest a bill that gives businesses legal protections to discriminate against gays. Now, these demonstrators are putting pressure on Governor Brewer to veto this bill once she returns from D.C. next week. They say it's unconstitutional, will end up hurting the Arizona economy by keeping big businesses from moving here. But supporters, they disagree, claiming the bill doesn't discriminate at all. In fact, it protects the rights of religious followers.
So we're just correcting our law, clarifying where we thought it was all along, to ensure that in America, people are free to live and work according to their faith.
I'm sensitive to any group in society that gets singled out for persecution. I'm also a follower of Jesus Christ, and nowhere did I find in Scripture that we are to go out and oppress sinners.
Now, the protest is expected to go on for several more hours out here. As you alluded to earlier, Governor Jan Brewer is not saying much about this bill, but she does have until the end of next week as to whether she will sign it, veto it, or allow it to go into law without her signature. But one way or the other, this religious freedom bill could impact how Arizona businesses operate. And Erica Flores is talking to some local business owners out there, and she joins us now with that part of the story.
You know, Dennis, some businesses like Community Tire Pros and Auto Repair, they say if signed into law, this measure will scare away customers.
I'm a businessman in Arizona. I don't want any more black marks on Arizona.
Howard Fleischman says SB 1062 will do nothing good for the state.
We've got great things happening here. We have a great state. Why would we do this?
Community Tire Pros and Auto Repair serves people from across the country selling tires, repairing commercial trucks. But Fleischman says the measure would drive customers away.
Because it says you're part of that, and we're not.
The bill, if signed into law, would protect people who refuse services motivated by their religious beliefs. But opponents say it's just an excuse to discriminate in the name of religion.
This bill is protection only. It is by no means discrimination, I promise you.
The bill is not looked upon as policy. It's really looked at as something that's targeting certain classes of people.
Barry Broom, CEO and president of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, says this measure is a threat to the region's economy and to the state's reputation.
We've worked so hard for the last 6 years to come out of this recession, and we see this bill as nothing more than pandering to extreme political groups, and we see it as something that is negative and counterproductive to the state's reputation.
Broom urges the governor to think of the consequences a law like this could bring to the state.
It'll be beyond difficult, you know, if it's signed. And I really fear that it'll target the Super Bowl.
Don't we have a Super Bowl or something coming? What a thing to throw out in front of people right now.
And Broom says some investments are on hold pending Governor Brewer's decision, and one business has already dropped Phoenix. And Broom says that 4 other businesses have told him if she signs this into law, then they will drop Phoenix as well. Back to you.
Governor Brewer has a lot to think about. Indeed, Erica, thank you. And today I sat down for an exclusive interview with the Arizona Attorney General, Tom Horn. He weighed in on the religious freedom bill, saying he believes it is perfectly legal.
It's my job to defend any bill that's passed by the legislature, so I certainly will be taking the position in court that it's legal if it is challenged.
Mr. Horn added this bill was inspired by the case of a wedding photographer in New Mexico.
A photographer didn't want to photograph a gay wedding, and he said that was against his religion. The New Mexican government said he was violating their law. And I think it's questionable whether the state should have the power to force someone to photograph a wedding that he doesn't want to photograph.
The Attorney General also talked to me about the fight to clear his name after an FBI investigation into his activities and allegations that he broke the law during his run for office. I will have much more from this interview tonight at 9 o'clock. Senator McCain also speaking today on the religious freedom bill. He weighed in on this. He was at a town hall meeting this morning at Grand Canyon University. The senator met with students and veterans at the GCU campus on Camelback and 33rd Avenue. Here's what he had to say.
But on the face of it, I'm not sure how such a thing would be implemented, and we would obviously want to avoid any form of discrimination in Arizona.
Well, not surprising. The backlash from this bill has already begun. A pizzeria in Tucson making a statement with a sign there that reads, "We reserve the right to refuse service to Arizona legislators." Rocco's Little Chicago posted this on their Facebook page shortly after the bill passed last night. Of course, this is a hot-button issue across Arizona. We've been showing you the pictures from the Capitol just this evening. We asked people online as well if they are in favor of the religious freedom bill, as it's called. At last check, 40% of people said yes, 60% said no. Feel free to cast your vote on our website, azfamily.com. Just click on this story. And, of course, we will be following this protest downtown throughout the evening. We'll have the very latest on that coming up tonight at 9.